Welcome to our YouTube channel, SERE Media. Kwa majina natambulikana kama Gaudensia Mahanga. Hello guys, karibuni tena to SERE Media. I'm your host Gaudensia Mahanga kama kawaida.
Hey, mambo vipi? Naitwa Tibenza hapo. Ukiniona nimekuja kuwakilisha SERE Media. SERE Media ni platform ile kali imekuja na ubaya.
Hello there our lovely viewers, welcome back to our YouTube channel SERE Media kama kawaida. I'm your host Gaudensia Mahanga, and today we are back again with another interesting topic. 3 things that you should not do for love. I know most of us hapa nje, we have fallen in love, we have grown in love with a person, ama we are also in the moment of loving somebody in our lives, and in most circumstances what tunajipata that when you are in that moment or that period of loving a person, there are many things that you'll tend to do because una feel kwamba this is your way of speaking to them, ama this is your love language, ama this is what is showing that you love them. But despite all that, it's not bad to love a person, because even the greatest commandment is love yenye Yesu alitupatia, but still we are supposed to know that kwamba kuna 3 things ama kuna things that should set boundaries, and we should not go beyond that. So the 3 things, I think number 1 is being desperate. And this is the biggest mistake yenye watu wengi huwa wanafanya in their lives. Being desperate. Unapenda mtu paka una feel kwamba you are desperate for them to acknowledge you in their lives, for them to be a part of your life, or for you to be part of their lives. And talking about being desperate, it's not about a relationship between a man and a woman only. It can also be with friends. Sometimes unapata that as people are growing up, you face the problem of wanting to be recognized into this society and to fit into the circle of your friends. So during that process ya kutaka ku fit in into the circle of your friends, you'll find that you want to do anything to please them. You want to be loved by these people. You want to prove to them that I must be part of your circle. You are so desperate to the extent that you can stoop so low for you to go and do the things that they are doing, so that you can be acknowledged into their circle. So that is one of the things that we should really take care of. Tusikue desperate in a position of showing a person that we must do anything for them to acknowledge us. Let them acknowledge you for who you are. It also applies the same when you are a husband ama you are a wife, and maybe this is your wife we are talking about, or this is your husband we are talking about, and you want them to love you in a certain way. They should not make you do things that are against your principles. Don't be so desperate kiasi akikuambia kwamba you know what babe, ama you know what my love, I want you to do this, and maybe that is not your passion, that is not your calling, that is not what makes you happy, but because you want to be loved by this person or to be acknowledged by this person, or rather you love them and you feel that you don't want to disappoint them, you do it anyhowly, ama you do it either way because una feel kwamba usipofanya hawata kupenda ama wewe haitaonyesha kwamba unawapenda. So love should not make you to be in a position whereby you'll feel like haupendwi na spouse wako paka ufanye mambo yenye ambayo itaonekana kwamba yako desperate kuprove kwamba your love for them is real. And to finalize on this point of being desperate is that I can talk about relationships. When you're in a relationship maybe which you are hoping it will lead to marriage. For example, you are courting one another na mko katika stage yenye mna hope it will lead to marriage. The courtship should also have boundaries zenye ambazo hazita kufanya upitilize mipaka yako. Sometimes unaonaga kwamba this relationship ama wewe mwenyewe umesense kwamba it's not going anywhere kulingana na zile circumstances zenye ambazo mnaona, and maybe you feel like I love this person so much and I don't want to lose them in my life. So it will make you to be desperate kiasi they are pushing you away. Even their actions are speaking kwamba I don't want you anymore in my life, but wewe kwa sababu uko so desperate you go ahead and do many things which will make you rather look stupid instead of even carrying your head up high and walking away and telling them that it's okay if this is what you have decided. I'm okay with your decision. So if you have already gone through that stage of being desperate, Don't beat yourself up, because we are all human beings. Tumejipata hapo once in a while. We didn't know better, but now we know better, and you should walk with your head up high. Have high self-esteem, know your worth, and don't be desperate because of love. Don't let anybody step on you because anataka akuonyeshe kwamba you cannot do without them in your life. So the second thing that I want to talk about is do not lower your standards because of love. Hapa ndo sisi huwa tunakosea. Most people will lower our standards because unafeel kwamba if I don't lower my standards for the sake of this person, ataniwacha. Let me tell you, it's better that person to leave you. Atakuwa amekusave a lot of trouble later in the future. But if you lower your standards for them, you will live with a lot of regrets in your life, wishing that I wish I had known better. I wish ningekuwa nimevumilia na singe lower my standards. I could have stood in the place of my own standards na niamue kwamba no, this is what I've decided and I cannot go against it. Lowering your standards does not make a person love you more. Or neither does it show that if you lower your standards, for example, you are a lady, you believe that most ladies, we Christians, wenye ambao tumeokoka, we are saved, we believe that even in the Bible we should not have sex outside of wedlock. And if that is your goal, wewe kama mwanamke umekuwa ukiweka katika maisha yako, ama also a man, that's what you have put, and there comes a person in your life na amekwambia kwamba mimi without sex I cannot marry you, I cannot continue to be with you in this relationship, and you feel that maybe my age is songa and I cannot do anything about it, I'm getting out of market, so the best thing I can do is to lower my standards. Let me tell you, this person will sleep with you and atakuacha because the value yenye ambao walikuwa wanaiona kwako, they will no longer see it because umeamua ku lower standards zako. So don't act desperate. That is number one. The second thing, don't lower your standards. Maintain your value, maintain your principles. Mtu akikuona kwamba you have your principles and your principles cannot be shaken, they will respect you more. They will learn to appreciate you. They'll learn to see you for who you are, and they'll have to abide by your principles because wanajua kwamba you are not a person who can be just wavered huku na huku ama be shaken huku na huku to be forced to go into doing things that zenye ambazo alikuwa amejipromise katika maisha yake hatafanya. So again, if you have already found yourself in a situation like this, there is still mercies. The mercies of God are new every morning, and the Lord is capable of refreshing you, forgiving you, repenting. If you repent, of course God will forgive you, and He'll make you afresh again, and there is time for a second chance in your life. So don't beat yourself up if you ever found yourself in a moment that you lowered your standards and you are there regretting. Usione kwamba now kwamba nisha lower standards zangu, I can as well continue with this life. No, there is room for change. Let me tell you, there is room for change. Your past cannot define you. It is your present, your future. That's what can define you. So whatever you did in the past is in the past, but how are you focusing on your future? Yes, in the past ulikuwa umeloa standards zako, you did things that you wish you couldn't have done because of love, but now here is your future. It's giving you a new opportunity for walking in love in the better way without having to lower your principles for anybody in this life. So our final point, because I say that we are going to talk about 3 things today, but I know that there are very many things out here that you should not do because of love. Okay, so our third point is faking for love. And I think that this is one point in ambayo inasumbuaga most people, especially when you are trying to prove a point to a person that you love them. And maybe, let's say you can use an example that you are a man, you want to win over a lady, and maybe your finances are not that good, ama you are not financially stable, but for you to win her over, you feel like I have to show her that I'm capable. And instead of showing her that you are capable kwa ule uwezo wenye uko nao wa kifedha, you go ahead to fake spending habits. Maybe you take her to expensive dates which you cannot even manage to pay, and unafika huko unakuwa embarrassed because inakubidi unaanza kumchagulia chakula yenye atakula, ama akianza kuoda unakuwa na wasiwasi, sasa ataoda chakula gani? And if you could have just told her that, hey, mimi uwezo wangu wa kifedha uko hapa. So as you're going out for that date, as she's loving you knowing clearly that this is the kind of a person that I've fallen in love with, na uwezo wake uko hapa. So don't try to pretend, to fake, to so that you can impress a person into loving you. Also, wewe mwenyewe usitry to fake a lifestyle that is not yours. Ladies, being materialistic and trying to prove a point to the social world that you have money. so that you can be loved by men out there. Wakikuona kwamba unavutia by how you dress, by how you keep yourself. But in real sense, maybe umeweka watu huku nje ukiwaomba huku na huku so that you can maintain that expensive life. But that is not your life. So be who you are. Try to make the world to love you for the sake of finding acceptance into the world. So you try to make the world to love you in a way that you have to pretend or to fake a lifestyle that is not yours. Hiyo kitu itakuumiza, and at the end of the day you'll be at the loss. So don't fake anything. Be yourself. Kuwa kama wewe venye tu ulivyo. Accept yourself for who you are, and I believe that if a person is meant to love you, they love you and accept you for who you are without you having to fake your love for them to prove a point. So I believe that these 3 points have made a difference in someone's life, and I know that there are so many other points out there zenye ambazo sija touch on. You can leave your comments below on our YouTube channel on some of the points zenye ambazo you feel you as my viewer sijaziongelelea, so that other people as they read the comments they can also get to be educated through them. Until next time we meet again, I'm your host Gaudensia Maganga kama kawaida. Stay tuned to our YouTube channel SERE Media, and follow us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, SERE Media. See you again.